Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Amanda, and today we are doing something obviously very different. I got these new body paints from Madeyewlook. She's a really amazing body painter here on YouTube, and I've been watching her channel forever and absolutely love her product, and I absolutely love her just in general. She's super genuine and sweet, and she is insanely talented, and she just put out these body paints. I just absolutely had to get my hands on them, so I got them in the mail on Friday, and I just needed to do a look with them. I've never done anything like this before, so this is my first time really trying some kind of body painting. I have had so much fun doing this look, so if you want to see how we got this look, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I'm starting by finding my cheekbones so that I can properly place where the mask is going to sit. And I'm starting with my Morphe Dimension Effect contour stick, and I'm just outlining where I want the mask to sit on my face. It's also going to help me to create the shadow a little bit later on, but I just wanted to outline where I wanted it to sit first. You're also going to notice that I put some definition on the cheeks and then realized a little bit later that I was just going to cover it up with white body paint. So you can skip this step and just outline where you want the mask to sit so that you don't end up with having to cover up that additional drawing on the face like I did. And I'm just using a paintbrush here. I used paintbrushes for the majority of this look. I didn't really use makeup brushes because I have paintbrushes available to use for body paint, so I didn't really use actual makeup brushes for this look much. If you want to know which ones I used, I can list them down below for you. Next, I'm taking Yeti from the Madeyewlook body paint collection, and I am just starting out by outlining just below where I placed that brown contour stick, just to make sure I have a nice crisp line, because I'm basically just cutting in where the mask is sitting. And then using little back and forth X motions, I'm starting to cover the face in this white body paint. Now, I used a couple of methods here to try and get the body paint to be the opacity that I wanted it to be. I do know now, I think that I used too much liquid. As I've never used body paint before, this was just a new area for me to learn things in, so I think I may have just used a little bit too much liquid, so it wasn't giving me quite the opacity that I wanted, but that's okay. I did what I could to get it to be the opacity that I wanted, and then you'll see in a bit here that I went in with just a disposable cosmetic grade makeup sponge and just patted over the areas that I felt like I needed more opacity. So according to Lex, you're supposed to work in little X motions to keep the opacity. So that's what I was trying to do, but I'm not used to body paint just yet, so I was attempting. It's new to me, so it's something that I've always wanted to play with, and since I've never had the chance to really play with it before, I thought I would just film me stumbling through it with you guys. And here you can see I'm just going back over those areas that are a little bit thin with that cosmetic makeup sponge and a little bit more of Yeti over top. I should mention that I did allow the layer underneath to dry completely before applying more product over top, just in case it were to move a little bit more. I wanted to make sure that the opacity was maintained and I wasn't shifting the product underneath. I should also mention that I do have a layer of foundation on as a primer for the water-based body paint. And here I'm just taking my Urban Decay Shapeshifter palette and the contour shade in that palette on a small brush to really create the shadow from the mask on my face. And I'm just going around the edges where I have placed the white body paint to really deepen that contour that I had placed down originally. And then I'm just going ahead and blending that out with a really fluffy eyeshadow brush to make sure that it looks like a shadow on the face. Next, I'm starting to outline where I want the holes for the skull to sit. So I want the cheekbones and the jawline to be really defined for this look because that's where the actual holes in the face would be. So I tried to keep it exactly where my jawline is and where my cheekbones are. That would be my suggestion to you as well. Now I'm taking on another paintbrush, the Madeyewlook body paint in ink, and starting to fill in those spaces. And I was trying to be really precise with this, as precise as I could be, to make sure that I didn't get any black anywhere I didn't want there to be black. However, it did end up with some errors that you'll see I correct a little later with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. And I'm just feathering those edges so that it blends a little bit outwards in towards the mouth so that there are no harsh edges as it goes into where the teeth are going to sit. And then just doing the same thing on the other side here. This is where I kind of realized that I had too much liquid on the brush because it was picking up the white underneath, which I do believe the body paints are meant to do anyways, but if I had used less water, I would have ended up with a more opaque application. Dark opacity that I was going for. So now you can see here that I'm just cleaning up some edges, and this is with that NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. Just cleaning up any areas where it's a little bit messy and perfecting the shape a little bit. Next, I'm just taking that same pencil and I brought the black a little too far in here, so I'm just bringing that white pencil up into the dark areas a little bit more so that I can then blend them out with a little bit more white body paint. I also wanted this to almost fade into itself, so I didn't need it to be perfectly white. I just wanted it to have a little bit more of a gradient and not come in so far. I realized that if it had come in too far, you wouldn't be able to see the teeth. So next, I'm just giving the bones a little bit of shape with the same ink black body paint. And I'm doing that on both sides. Next, I'm just adding a little bit of a black inner piece to my lips there so that I can make it seem like there's a space in between the teeth. And then just going ahead and creating the line where the teeth will be sitting. And this doesn't need to be perfect. So then next, I'm going and creating the lines where the teeth are. And I was trying to line it up with where the teeth actually are. And I'm just creating the lines right now. I just want to give myself those lines before I start going in and adding any definition to the teeth and making them actually look like teeth. So I did that all along the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing all along the bottom. So now I'm going in and adding that definition. I'm trying to really make these look like teeth, so I'm rounding them out, giving some extra crevices in between at the tops of the teeth. And I'm working off a couple of different reference photos that I found online of different skulls as well as different half skull makeup, just to give myself a little bit of a reference to go off of. Next, I'm going ahead and creating the hole where the nose would be. And I'm just starting by creating a little bit of a V, and then I'm going to go ahead and create the rounded shape down at the bottom there, right around the tip of the nose. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in with black body paint. Next, I'm just taking some more of Memory from that Tati palette and really just giving some extra shading so that there's some more dimension here for the teeth. I really wanted to make sure that everything was well defined and well blended as well. So now I'm just taking a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm just blending out the tops of the teeth there so that they kind of fade into the white body paint a little bit more, and it gives them a little bit of a shadow. So now I'm priming my eyes with the Benefit Stay Don't Stray eyeshadow primer and just blending that out with a concealer brush. And then on a fluffy eyeshadow brush, I'm taking a little bit of Soothe and blending that into the crease. And you can use really any warm brown shade. It doesn't have to be this palette. I'm just using little circular buffing motions to really make sure that it's nice and soft and that there are no harsh edges. And I did the same on the other side. Now taking a packing eyeshadow brush, I'm taking Memory and patting that all over the lid, and this is going to be the base for our smoky eye. And then the same on the other side here. So now on a small eyeshadow brush, I'm taking a little bit of Ritual and blending that in between Soothe and Memory to really create that gradient. And this is what's gonna make sure that our smoky eye is really easy and soft, because when you do a smoky eye, it's really important that you have no harsh edges. It all blends together well. Just taking that same brush with whatever is left of product on it and just blending all those colors together really nicely. Next, I'm just using my ring finger to pat on the metallic version of Memory on top of the matte, just to give this a little bit more of a glam effect, since this is Glamoween. Gotta have some glitter in there somewhere. And then just smoking out the lower lash line, taking Memory down with a detail brush and applying that right below my lashes, about halfway across the eye. And then just blending that out with Soothe to really make sure this is nice and smoky on the bottom so it's not too top heavy. And then finally applying a coat of mascara to the lashes. Alright guys, and this is the completed look. I know that this is a little bit more in depth and it can be a little bit more of a difficult look to do. You can do this with eyeliners if you wanted. You don't have to do this with body paint. I really just wanted to try mine out. I did for pieces of it use my Milk jumbo eye pencil in Milk, and it's totally okay. You could go to the store and grab a couple of those, or even just to any Halloween store and pick up some white cream makeup and some black cream makeup, and that would do the trick for this. I used a combination of body paints, eyeshadows, and eyeliners, and that's how I got here. But you don't need the body paint. It's not necessary. I just really wanted to try mine out. So I hope you enjoyed watching this look as I stumbled through it for my first time. And if you did enjoy this look, don't forget to subscribe and join our little family here on YouTube. We upload on Sundays. This is the last Sunday because it was Thanksgiving. If you want to see more content from me, make sure you ring the bell below to be notified every time I post a new video. Products are listed in the description box